G'day guys, Kaleidow here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a speed build in The Sims 4 for my new Dine Out Challenge series. So if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out the link to the playlist. I only just started the series, so it's only one episode at the time of me uploading this, but it's going to be like a short mini series where I kind of just explore everything in the new Dine Out game pack because it's just really cool. Last time a game pack came out, I'm pretty sure that was outdoor stuff or whatever it was called. There wasn't as much content or as much interesting content. For some reason, Dine Out just feels so much more than the last game pack that I really wanted to do something special for it. So I've kind of just made a cute little family and like a single mum and her daughter. And I don't want to spoil too much because I kind of want you guys to go check it out for yourself if you haven't watched it already. But basically, the mum's dream is to own a restaurant that is successful and to create a sort of future for her daughter, something that her daughter can be proud of and inherit in the future. So yeah, that's basically the whole challenge, the whole idea behind it. That will be down below for you guys to check out if you would like. So in this speed build, I was very inspired by, I guess, sort of Australian styled homes, not color palette wise, but the style of the actual building. Especially here in Melbourne, there's a lot of buildings with these facades that are very upright and straight and then kind of juxtaposed with these rounded awnings over verandas and stuff. So I'm pretty sure a lot of my builds are very Australian-ish, like have that sort of vibe going on because I am Australian. A lot of you guys comment on my accent, but yes, I am Australian and a lot of my builds may look a little bit weird to you. I'm not sure if they do, but it's because they are inspired by what I see in everyday life. So the colors, of course, are not something you see in everyday life. We got the bright hot pink next to that yellow. And the name of the store you can see right now is actually Lemon Squeezy Cafe. So I wanted the name for the cafe to be really bright and happy because that's something that I really like to encapsulate in my series, on my Sims 4 series, because I just feel like it's a game that is supposed to be cartoony and fun, and a lot of other content creators kind of focus on the realism and CC, like custom content that is like all about realism, while I'm sort of the opposite. I download Max's Match custom content that is more bright and colorful, kind of impish and fun. But yeah, there is quite a lot, not a lot of CC, but little subtle bits that you guys won't be able to get for yourselves if you're downloading this from the gallery, unfortunately. But you can just go in and recolor it with whatever wallpaper or paneling you would like. It doesn't have to be pink or crazy. If you do some renovations, send it to me on Twitter, like send some photos to me on Twitter because I would love that. I would love to see it. But yeah, of course, this will be on the gallery. My account on there is just Kaleidow. You can find my user. And now we are actually playing around with some of the new chairs in the Dine Out game pack. And I was really, really frustrated because when I first got this game pack, I thought that the chairs were going to act like single counters, and when you put them around a wall or something, it would like automatically go around, like what a counter does. I'm not sure if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But no, they're like these solid objects that you can't really move around. It's really awkward and difficult to place them in such a small, narrow space I had in the restaurant too. sadly. Right now I'm making a little bit of an outhouse, which is so Aussie. I don't know if you guys still have them in America, but in a cafe that I used to work in when I was like 16 years old back in the day, that was a long time ago now when I think about it, the bathroom was in a old outhouse that had been renovated, and I love that idea of just like, instead of knocking down the old, you kind of just revive it and make it fresh and modern. I really like that. So I decided there was like a space at the back and I wanted to put something there, and we needed a bathroom, so outhouse was definitely gonna work. So we have a little bit of a fireplace thing going on here, and because I live in Melbourne now, I see graffiti everywhere all the time. I live in Brunswick, which is a very sort of grunge sort of area in Melbourne. Melbourne is like all grungy, but this area is very, very much so. Like there's a lot of art installations around and stuff. It's really cool. But I decided to kind of just put some graffiti on the walls there because this is sort of a trendy place, and I really wanted it to be kind of fun and crazy. It is a mother and her daughter, and they have quirky style themselves, so I really wanted to capture that in this build, just make it like the outside is so quirky, so the inside needed to match that totally. I didn't want it to be just all plain. Couldn't be just all plain. Now I'm putting in some flower pots around the windows, and they look so nice. I'm really, really happy. I think some of those items, one of the flower pots is CC, but you guys can easily replace that with the other window flower pot that is in the base game. And I think, what other game packs do I have in my game? I think I used a little bit of the new garden stuff for some of the flowers and things, but yeah, that's it. I mainly tried to stick to basic for you guys because I know that is something you guys can't all afford everything, like all of the game packs and expansions. So sometimes it's good to do that, and I wish I had all of the links to my custom content saved, but I don't. And especially when you download custom content from Tumblr or like just like external link, it isn't like on the Sims resource, it can get really difficult to backtrack and find where you got your CC and share it with others. So I know you guys sometimes are like, share your CC and that. Well, I can't share my folder. I would upload it in a zip file, but that would not be very nice to the creators who worked really, really hard on making those mods, because some of those people do get revenue off the ads, because there's a thing called AdFly, I think it is, and they get the money off the ads when you're downloading the CC. I'm not sure if that was super confusing because I don't understand it totally myself, but I'm not sure if it's a lot of money, but I just know that it's really mean. It's not mean, but it's just kind of disrespectful to the creators of the CC, the custom content, if you do upload it again. So I definitely don't want to do that. I'm sorry, you guys have been asking, but I can't. It's just against my morals. I don't want to do that to people. They worked really hard on this stuff. Now I'm just putting vines everywhere, totally Hattie inspired. Hattie has just got me like so hooked on having vines everywhere. And I just remember where I used to live on the north coast of New South Wales, there was this house that had vines all over it, and it was always my favorite house to drive by. I always thought it would be really cool to live in a house that was just covered with vines. But yeah, I love playing around with putting the vines in different patterns around on the walls, and it just adds so much more to a building, I feel. And in The Sims, it's sometimes very easy to make a building look bland, and that is why I'm all into doing these colorful things and just going crazy. So I'm pretty close to finishing the exterior of this build now. I don't think I do the back little garden area for a little bit, but yeah, the inside I actually had some difficulty with because I didn't realize how small the space I had made. Like I had done all of the outside, and then when I got into the inside, I was like, oh no, I don't have much room. And I have a feeling that I'm possibly going to have to add more tables and chairs later on in the actual gameplay, like in the series, because I'm not sure. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 tables. Two or three of those tables are quite big, but I don't remember seeing in the trailer, and I haven't played that much of the actual game pack. I'm not sure if families come in, but I don't know. In my head, I was just kind of basing it off what restaurants are like in real life, like cafes, how they'll have like one big table. I have this cute little sitting area there for people to just chill and have a coffee if they like, but you never know, I might have to delete that all in the challenge. But if you would like a sweet looking little cafe area, you could leave it in yours. I'm going to upload this to the gallery as it is, and yeah, so there's so many quirky little things in the decor in this build. Like, you guys are probably going to be like, why did she use a chicken on top of the fireplace? And why are all the chairs rainbow colored? Well, I do change those chairs up quite a bit, and I actually did hardly any cuts in this speed build. So I'm pretty proud about that. But I change up the chairs so many times. Look at them, they're all white now, and I do go back to everything being white and then having colorful decoration all around it, like mats and stuff. So yeah, I did even change these to be all multicolored, which was, in my opinion, too distracting. I thought it just looked like a big old mess, and I didn't really like it. I didn't like the brown. I didn't think it suited the whole build. It could have been okay, but I don't know. I definitely think it was distracting, and I didn't really like it. It looked too busy. And in the kitchen here, the kitchen is in such an awkward position. So I did put in a staircase there that goes upstairs into a bit of like a storage room, and there's also a refrigerator room up in the storage room. I've been watching a lot of Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay recently. Oh my gosh, I am in love with his accent. It is, you know, some British accent, well, most British accents are just phenomenal. I just wish I had a British accent. Like, I know people love Australian accents, but I feel like we are the, I don't know, the more ranchy, the more country version of British accents, because we're like so far away. So we're like the hillbilly cousins. Oh man, I hope I don't get any backlash for saying that, but honestly, like, we say a lot of things similar to British people, but yeah, I've been watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, and that has been a lot of fun. I actually listen to them while I'm building in The Sims, believe it or not. That's kind of hilarious that I was like listening to him trying to fix a horrible like restaurant situation while I'm trying to build a restaurant slash cafe for my challenge. Like, is that an omen or what? And I kind of put a lot of things in the kitchen. Hopefully it's not too cluttered. I have a dishwasher. I nearly forgot to put a sink in there. I also have 2 of those new stoves. I really love them. They really make it feel like an actual establishment that is a restaurant, you know. And yeah, really happy with the kitchen. I do change up the floor and the tiles and stuff, but I did that off camera, so you guys are going to see that in the screenshots. Now I'm just adding in some lights. I definitely think that lights set the mood in a place. Like, when you walk into a restaurant, if there isn't good lighting, like if the lights are really fluorescent and cold, you're not going to feel welcomed. So I really wanted to use the warm lights that we get in the Dine Out game pack, because I think they were actually keeping that in mind when they gave us those, because all of the lights basically in the pack are very warm and like yellow themed. Like you can change the color of it, but the hue behind it all is basically a warm yellow. And that just goes in hand with the name Lemon Squeezy. You guys actually suggested that name in the first episode of the challenge, so thank you very much to whoever suggested that. We used it because it was adorable. I did a poll on Twitter, and that is how the name came to be. And now I'm just kind of doing outdoor stuff and doing some lighting, touching up stuff. Oh, we actually didn't do the upstairs area. I thought we did. So we didn't. Well, you guys are going to see it all now. And kind of just put in some of the new decorations. I did have these warm food things from, I think, is that from Get to Work? I think it is. And then I put in these storage things, but I do replace those warm food heater things with refrigerators later on. And I was going to build on with the rest of the building, but I decided not to because one, it's a restaurant and it's for a challenge and they don't have limited money. And two, that kind of gives you guys room to kind of renovate this into whatever you like. You could make it into a little apartment upstairs. This would be actually a really cute place to kind of live. You could have a little living quarter up in the top area, whatever you like. And yeah, now I'm just kind of adding some things to the garden because I just have to keep adding things. We're finally doing the back little courtyard, which I think is so cute. It kind of reminds me of a beer garden. You never know, in the actual series challenge, we might add some tables and chairs out there with some candles. That would be very, very cute. But yeah, that is the end of the speed build. We are up to the screenshots now. Here is a screenshot of the entranceway, which I actually changed up quite a lot. As you can see, the floor is a lot different to what I had it in the actual video footage side. So I did change that to be sort of the tiles changing direction with the wood, and I think it kind of made it really interesting. And then we have these mats, and you're going to see in the next screenshot there are a lot of mats around this place. It looks kind of cool. Just trust me, I know the style's kind of wacky, but it's supposed to be. So here you can see the floor, how it has changed a lot from the footage, and how I've added some yellow tiles to kind of go against the bright hot pink walls. And I really, really like the little sitting area here. I think it is so quaint and cozy. And then in the back area there, you can see all of the tables with random mats just thrown around randomly. I think it looks so fun. And now we are looking at the more formal dining area. It's a big table, like a big group of guests. So this is really, really colorful. I stayed with the colorful, multicolored chairs because I thought it was kind of cool, and I didn't want all of the chairs to follow the same theme throughout the whole thing. So that's cool. I really, really love those candles that we got in Dine Out. There are so many things that we got in Dine Out that are just so good. So many good decorational items. Here's a look into the kitchen, and I love the little nook in the wall, like how you can look through. It's like a little window into the restaurant. And I love the idea of sitting in and being able to see into the kitchen while you wait for your food. It kind of connects you with the people who run the place and the chef, and it just feels more personal in my opinion. And it also makes it a lot easier for waiters to kind of do their job and bring out the food to you faster. Another look in the kitchen here, you can see how I changed the tiles. And then upstairs here we have the storage room. So you can see the new storage shelves that we got with Dine Out, which I really, really love. I have the extinguisher up here, and we have put fridges in the storeroom now, so no more warm things in the fridge room. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Here is a look into the beer garden. I'm just just gonna call it the beer garden from now on, because I am pretty much set on the idea of replacing a lot of those plants and stuff with tables and chairs, maybe even some like umbrellas and that. I think that would be really cool. I really want to do that now. And of course the outhouse, which I think is just such a cute, unique touch to this build. And here is the last image of the build. I am so happy with how this turned out. It really feels like it came from my heart, this build, because it's so colorful and fun, but it's also very Australian inspired by a lot of stuff, like a lot of stores and buildings that I see here in Melbourne, and also from my hometown, which is very old style. But I love that it looks renovated and uplifted. Yay! Well guys, I hope you all enjoyed this short speed build video. Don't forget to check out the Dine Out Challenge. The next episode will be uploaded very, very soon, if not already, and I will have the link to that down below. It is going to be super cute, and I'm so excited to just finally see this restaurant in action. Yay! Awesome. Okay, I'll see you all in another video very soon, guys. Thank you so much. Goodbye.